103, 106.9 FM. It's Your Radio. It's Paul with you on the Your Radio Evening Show. 29 minutes away from 8 right now. So then, yesterday, as you probably heard, I went along to meet Calvin Harris. I was asked to go along on Tuesday. I couldn't believe it when I got the call. I got the call on Tuesday. I actually missed it at first. It was a voicemail message. And I phoned Calvin's manager back and he says, Paul, would you like to come down for a chat with Calvin? And I said, let me think about that. Okay then, why not? So I did. I went along and I chatted with him. Great guy as well, very, very down to earth. So first up then, I asked Calvin, a.k.a. Adam Richard Wiles, where the name Calvin Harris came from.
I made it up one day. I was making kind of soul music. I wanted something racially ambiguous so that people didn't realise I was a little skinny white Scottish kid. And I had these soul records with a girl singing. Aya, in fact, who's now on tour with us. She sang on Flashback. And just thought it was a catchy name, so I kept it.
Okay, and you've worked with some big names in the industry as well, Kylie, Dizzy Rascal. Did you ever think that would happen for you?
When I was much younger, I did. I was quite sure of myself when I was much younger, but then as the years went on and as, with every year that passed that I didn't get a record deal, I kind of thought, maybe I'm not that good after all. And so by the time I did, confidence was at an all-time low. And that was a good thing, because it means I went in really cynical and I didn't believe what anybody was telling me if they said that was good, and I still don't. So that is a good thing. So yeah, I did think that one day I could work with some good people. And I did.
It landed good for you. How did you get started in music? Was it in your bedroom, is that right?
Yeah, most things start in my bedroom. Music was started in the bedroom when I was 14. My big brother gave me a computer, little Amiga, because he went to university and he no longer had any use for it, and he showed me how to use this music program called Octamed, and I started using that. But yeah, that's kind of how it began.
Kind of seems the same with a lot of people just now. It's all about computer games when they were younger and stuff. I think Tinsha Strider was the same actually. But anyway, you're on.
He would have been playing FIFA though. He wouldn't have been doing anything constructive. He would have been playing his wee FIFA games.
But what about the big day out? You're going there in January, aren't you? That's in Australia and New Zealand. How good is it to be welcomed to other countries as big as Australia and New Zealand?
It's great. It's amazing. It's one of those places that I would never have got to go if I hadn't been doing this. So it's definitely a bonus. There's a whole load of places that I would have never gone had I not been making music. So it's definitely a blessing to go there.
So you were in Dundee last night then, Glasgow tonight, then you get a day off. Anything planned for the day off?
I have got a day off, yeah. I'll be travelling to Ireland, and I will be trying to finish this David Guetta remix I've been trying to finish for the past month. I should probably do that, because he finished mine. It's only fair that I finish his.
What about Katy Perry? Is it true you were going to be working with Katy Perry?
I think I was briefly. I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
And you've got the tour ongoing just now. You're going to finish that in the O2 in London. How big's that going to be?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a separate thing. It's like a one-off big New Year's thing. It's going to be amazing. Hopefully, we've got flames shooting out from the stage into the audience. We've got I know the lineup's amazing. Like the Justice of DJing, Deadmau5 is playing, and Eric Prydz as well. Dave Spoon, loads of people. It's going to be a good night, hopefully.
So more on the way next then when we talk Twitter, and Calvin is shocked at my lack of knowledge on Percy the Pig.
This is Calvin Harris on Your Radio, and this is my song, I'm Not Alone.
Can you stay?
This is Calvin Harris, you're listening to Paul Callahan on Your Radio.
Calvin Harris, I'm Not Alone. And I'll play that for anyone who was at the gig last night. In the words of Calvin Harris himself, if he was to talk about it, he'd probably say it went off at that particular point, meaning it went absolutely mental. That was the final song of the night at the O2 Academy, and I went to catch up with him before the gig yesterday. And next up, We talk Twitter.
Sometimes at the end of the day as well, I find myself going home, sitting down and reading through the Calvin Harris timeline on Twitter. And one of the things I read the other night was that you bought the subs in Manchester. Any sign of that happening tonight?
No, I hope not, because, you know, these things always come back with an invoice attached. And it was no fault of my own, you know. I fully blame the front of house engineer, Mr. Aaron Smith. I don't want to make a habit of it, you know. It kind of, you leave on bad terms when you blow up venue speakers. I did it again actually when I was DJing the other night. I forget where I was now. I was in Aberdeen, and I did it there. And it didn't blow up as such, but it glowed orange and emitted a smoky smell.
Which is never good. I'm not a technical person, but I'll say that's a bad sign. What about Percy the Pig?
What about him?
Who is Percy the Pig?
Is that a joke? You don't know
the little candy. The little candy.
Yeah, you know who Percy the Pig is.
Yeah. Where is Percy the Pig now, is he?
Where is he? He's in Marks and Spencer stores up and down the country.
Ah, so I never knew you bought it from Marks and Spencer. I didn't know that. So it's a little snack.
You're not joking.
No.
I don't know anyone who doesn't know what Percy Pigs are. You need to get yourself down there as soon as you possibly can. Get yourself a packet and have your life changed, because they're the best sweets you'll ever eat in your life. I'm not joking.
I will definitely do that.
Must.
The X Factor's on telly at the moment. Have you been voting for Jedward?
I've not been voting for anyone. I've been watching with interest and enjoyment, though. I love it. I love it as a TV programme. I don't think of it much as a music competition. I don't think anybody does now. I hope they don't anyway. But yeah, it's definitely entertaining. I heard that this Saturday they're going to be doing the Ghostbusters theme tune, so that should be amazing.
What do you think of John Edward? Have you got any opinions that you'd like to share with us about them?
They're just two wee guys, aren't they? They're like two wee guys that you'd see anywhere, just except they're on telly with this mad production around them. I think that's why it's funny, because there's just nothing about them that is in any way similar to what you would expect from a winner of the X Factor.
A potential winner of the X Factor.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk more about you. You've got the album ready for the weekend. It's been out for a month or two now, and you had a couple of great singles off it as well. Next one's Flashback.
Yeah, I mean, it's out right now. It's the one good video that I've made, which is amazing. I've finally made a good video. The song itself's going down quite well. I think it's good. It's good. It's one of my favourites, definitely.
And I see it got to number 30 in the charts before its actual physical release, though.
25 on Sunday. It's moving up there, but you know, it's always kind of difficult when your album's out, because people can buy the single anytime they like. There's never that big peak of sales, which is the sort of thing I need. You know, people like the Black Eyed Peas don't need that, because they're much better than me. But you know, I could do that extra push.
You're feeling modest, aren't you?
No, go on. Can't compete with the Black Eyed Peas.
But what's in your car or on your MP3 player at the moment?
I've not driven my car. I can't even remember last time I drove my car. Because of this touring luck, you don't really get a chance. Which I actually miss quite a lot. I like driving. Even just to the shops is quite good fun. But I think the last thing I played was probably the Mike Snow album, and that is probably going to have to do, because I don't really have an MP3 player either. I hate MP3s.
Thank you very much, Calvin.
All right, no worries.
There you go, Calvin Harris, exclusive interview to your radio, 103, 106.9 FM. And I think tomorrow I'm going to nip out to the shop and try and get myself some Percy Pigs.
This is Calvin Harris, and this is my current single, Flashback, on your radio from the album Ready for the Weekend, the party album of the decade. Don't know if you heard that. My mum told me.